Going to go across to headlines today. It's Preeti Chaudhary in Varanasi in just a moment. I have with me in our studios sociologist and professor and political observer and commentator Shiv Vishwanathan, Vivek Bansal of the Congress, Nupur Sharma of the BJP. We'll get their views in just a moment. Congress and the BJP cadres and members guilty of apparently flouting norms by displaying symbols. But we'll get to that in just a moment. I want to go across to Preeti Chaudhary first. Preeti, FIR lodged against Ajay Rai in Varanasi. Ironic. Completely ironic given the noise that was made over the Kamal and Narendra Modi when he flaunted that symbol. What's gone wrong? What's the excuse this time?
Well, you know, the irony not lost here, especially in the Congress cadre, Shiv, because Ajay Rai had pretty much fallen off the map when it came to the political contest in Varanasi. So today morning, he might have hit the headlines for the wrong reason, but I believe the insiders in the Ajay Rai camp fairly glad that at least he's hit the headlines. Yes, what exactly happened, Shiv? Let me tell you, at about 7:30 today morning, Ajay Rai alongside his wife came in to cast his franchise. He joined the long queues here thinking he was doing the right thing, but then when he was spotting the symbol of the Congress party, it was pinned to his kurta. We questioned him on that, and the first thing he said was that he wears the party symbol with pride and wears it very close to his heart. Later on, Shiv, when of course when it made news that he had flouted the poll code of conduct, he went on to say that he had absolutely no idea that he was in fact in violation of the EC norms. Quite pedestrian, Shiv, when you look at it, because this comes from a candidate of the Congress party contesting in one of the seats of the country of Varanasi, especially where the country has its eyes fixed on.
This, gives a nice twisted new meaning to hand on heart. Vivek Bansal, what's the excuse this time? You've got Ajay Rai, coming out and saying he accidentally put it on, says something sentimental like, I always wear my party's symbol, on my heart. I mean, that's nonsense. I mean, if you're breaking the law, you're breaking the code, that's liable for punishment. Is there an excuse?
No, definitely we don't have an excuse for that. And whatever comes under the ambit of the violation of the election code of conduct, we respect that.
But this is a candidate. Look at the noise the Congress made when Modi did the same thing.
I was coming to the same, what you had been referring to. Basically, there is a world of difference. To give the devil his due, I don't say that he didn't violate or he should not be hauled up for that. But there is a world of difference. There's a world of difference. What Mr. Modi ji had done, he was literally flaunting. You also used the vocabulary for this, Mr. Ajay Rai. He was not flaunting. He had put it on. This can be inadvertent, but the fact that he had been pointed out. Let me just finish it up. But since it had been shown that he was pointed out, he was that censored for that, and despite that, so he should be held guilty for that. I would draw a parallel, between the two things. A person kills a person with his pistol, and there is another case that he accidentally he pushes the trigger and a person get killed. Outcome is the same.
I don't think it's the same thing.
But the intentions are different. So here I would say.
Okay, I want to bring in Shiv. Do either the BJP or the Congress have any right to use this as an issue to beat the other? Right now, given that Modi did it, now you've got Ajay Rai doing it. You can argue about the details of how far they were, whether one went into the booth wearing the symbol or not. All of that is fine. But as far as the voter is concerned, both these people, and apparently broke the poll code and what is allowed. Can either of these parties use this issue to beat the other right now, in your view?
See, I think, let me make 3 points. One, there's a free market of violations.
Yeah.
And there's a free market for hypocrisy, with both parties beating each other. But let's also be clear, some of the mistakes are quite minor. We have to distinguish between error, mistakes, and a violation of the law. And I think that is the important thing.
So what do you think?
And that's where the election commission comes in. Look, I expect a candidate to be literate enough to know that he is violating the law. Yes. Simple. But look, he also sounds like a candidate from some B-grade movie saying, I put my badge where my dil is. Luckily, he didn't say "Dil mange more," or he'd have wrecked the whole show altogether.
Nupur, does the BJP have any, ground to actually stand on? You've got this guy wearing that symbol right now, and if Narendra Modi hadn't flaunted the Kamal last week, perhaps this could have been an issue to really go to town with. But can you honestly, hand on heart, no pun intended, say that this is something that you can sound sanctimonious about right now?
You see, I'll tell you honestly, Shiv, I'm surprised that you started this discussion by saying that let's not get into the nitty-gritties. I'm sorry, this is about the nitty-gritties because the person in question who's contesting from Congress or in Varanasi is a sitting MLA, and then we're talking about Narendra Modi ji, who's a chief minister and obviously a sitting MLA from Gujarat. So when you already are in the fray and you are a rounded politician per se, you should know the law. And I tend to agree with Mr. Shiv. Let me just complete, sir. I didn't actually button when you were speaking. So that's where it comes from. So when he knew where he might be violating the code of conduct, I'm sorry, nothing can pin him down. It's his constitutional right to flaunt or not flaunt beyond a certain area of the circumference of the polling booth. Having said that, but to go inside a polling booth, you might dismiss it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not dismissing anything.
This is a deliberate
I'm
attempt.
not dismissing anything.
And this is a deliberate attempt. He should know better, and he would know better. So it sounds actually like a deliberate for a sitting MLA not to know that you can't take a message
The
inside.
message going out to the voter is that this election season, code doesn't matter, rules don't matter. You can argue about the
that
details.
You can ask to
I'm
Ajay
not dismissing
Rai.
it.
That you can ask
Absolutely.
Ajay Rai, because in Mr. Modi's case, the primary investigation already has come out to say that he was beyond 100
The point is, subverting the Election Commission's model code of conduct seems to be the norm this election season. That's the message that's actually going out to the voter, that the model code of conduct is not something that's hard and fast as far as candidates are concerned, certainly not as far as cadres are concerned. After Ajay Rai, both the Samajwadi Party and the BJP also violated the poll code. Here's how. We'll get back to that in just a bit. Election rules thrown to the wind. Today was a free-for-all in Uttar Pradesh. After the Congress, it was the Samajwadi Party and the BJP courting controversy. A sticker of Mulayam and Akhilesh Yadav was spotted inside the Chandoli polling booth. In neighbouring Varanasi, the BJP's brazen tactics were also on full display. At the Mahavir Mandir polling station, BJP supporters were spotted wearing party caps and were moments later forced out by police personnel.
I'm at the booth number 74 in Varanasi, and this is the place where Murli Manor Joshi had in fact exercised his franchise. This is also the place where the Election Commission flying squad had come early in the morning and in fact had asked the polling booth agents of the BJP to remove the saffron caps and the t-shirts that they were wearing.
There should not be two standards or multiple standards. If there is one rule, it should be implemented fairly, impartially for all of them. So if somebody has violated, the law should take its own course.
3 poll violations within hours of voting in the last lap. Unfortunately, pointing to one fact. The Election Commission this poll season remains the soft target. With Ankit Tyagi in Varanasi, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.